Rightio, today I'm going to be having a go at this Infinity figure. It is the Guijia Squadron, I think. All I know, it's got some form of heavy flamethrower apparently as part of its armament, and the sword is pretty badass. Now, as you can see, this is one that we used on a previous video, and we were talking about sort of doing a bit of a pre-shade. So I've sprayed it white, done a pre-shade with some black ink. We're going to be hitting it with Fire Bright Orange because I'm going to be doing it very similar to the paint scheme that's actually on the figure, because that's what the client wants. And I've currently covered his hands, legs and sword up so that I'm not going to get my the orange all over those particular areas. I'm going to be leaving some panels off to make sure that they're going to be a teal colour, because that's the colour of this particular army, is orange and teal. And as you can see, I've already done a bit of orange on these already, and that's using the technique that we did before. Right, let's mix this up. So we've mixed up the orange. We're now going to hit the figure pretty much all over, maybe missing a couple of armour panels at the back because I want to try and keep them teal. So we're pretty much going to hit the whole thing with this Fire Bright Orange from Games Workshop. Now, I did manage to get all the orange done. I had to go over it twice, but I got all the orange I wanted down. And now I'm going to hit it with some Uriel Yellow. Again, another colour that can be a bit odd. Just be gentle. Just make sure that you're just going to hit the spots. I'm not looking to annihilate the figure with a yellow. I'm just looking to pick out the armour pieces. Now the calf bits I'm leaving clear. I'm actually going to paint them with the teal colour. Right, so coming back to it, we've got our figure. I know there's a bit of that's starting to rub off. Now that's what happens sometimes when you rub too much on an area, but thankfully that gun, if you can see, is not going to be orange or teal. Now I've painted up the teal parts that I want with Games Workshop's Sotek Green, Citadel paint. And then I've actually shaded it all with Guijia Green shade. So it's all ready. Now what I'm going to do is to airbrush some more Sotek Green on top. And then once that's dry, we're then going to put Temple Guard Blue on top of that. So I'm going to start off with the Sotek Green. I'm going to have little shields as well, making sure that I don't actually catch a lot of my orange that I've already done. So I've actually gone ahead with some of the other parts. So the bits that you can't really get to, which will be very difficult to airbrush, I've gone in with a brush, a bit of a wet palette, and I've gone and hit them again with the Sotek green, and then hit them as a highlight with Temple Guard blue. So the feet, possibly the hands underneath, panels, and maybe the buttocks at the back are now going to be airbrushed with a little bit of Temple Guard blue. I'm kind of doing little spot highlights just to, well, just to give it highlights really. So as you can see, it's taken effect. It may dull down a little bit more from there, but that's made it nice and tealified, especially on the edges. Right, let's get this sword done. Now the sword itself I've seen done in multiple different ways. It is very soft, this metal, so be careful when actually dealing with this. A lot of people kind of mask it off and then have it as like a two-tone effect. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try going from purple to blue. So, on a first of a channel, I'm going to try doing that with that sword. What I'm going to start by doing is painting the whole sword with Xarius purple before I start masking it off. And then I'm going to kind of airbrush it up to Tectolus blue. Now this will look slightly different from the greeny blue that we've got, but it's still going to fit with the actual army. Note that I've masked off the hand to make sure I don't undo any of the work I'm going to do. So I've masked off, the blue's loaded, let's lock and roll. Done next is add some Vallejo Air White into the pot, and then we're just going to catch the real far edge, just trying to lightly dust the edges of the blade. Alright now. So, skipping ahead a few steps, the weapons, I've just done the hilt, and the actual main gun itself has just been painted black with a dry brush of silver across the top, and then the magazine there has just been done with Vallejo's Game Tin bits, again with a dry brush and silver on top. This is going to be Pan-Pacific, I think it is, that's what the client has asked for, so that's going to be, I've basically painted it blue. I've not used an airbrush because I don't want any airbrushing on here, but what I'm going to do, now that I've painted it blue, I'm just going to put a bit of card on and then use that and that and that to try and actually get it quite light, because Pano, from what I can see, is a very, very light blue, and the blade's looking okay. We just need to make sure that once we've got this done, we paint some little details like the eyes. I'm going to see if the client wants any transfers, and then we can fix the base and then gloss varnish. Please gloss varnish, so I no longer chip this damn thing. Okay, so I've done the eyes. You'll not be able to see them because they're absolutely tiny. You might be able to. I've just done them red, so I've just done a red gore or corn red. I think it's corn red, and then Evil Sun Scarlet over the top. So I'm just going to get ready now to paint the panel on his base. And then I'm going to consider that one completed. I'm going to get his base in finish, I'm going to get it repaired, and then we'll get the base finished, and that should be done. So we're going to go for Tectolus blue again, and then we're going to add Model Air white, and then of course make sure we get the spot highlights on there. Right, so that's quite blue with white. I'm now going to hit it with Gulliman Glaze to bring it down, and then we're going to sponge it over with some very dark, I think it's Cantor, nope, yes, Cantor blue, and then pick out some of them flecks of silver, because that's supposed to be a destroyed suit. Not going to look pretty at the moment, is it? So that's what it should kind of look like after you put the glaze on, and then you've just done the Cantor blue and the silver. And now, pretty much, I've added a red stripe because I'm going to stick a number on there. We're just going to repair the base and get it based, and that should be done. With it being a metal figure, of course, I do recommend hitting it with a gloss varnish followed by a matte varnish, making sure that you put it, you're giving it a really good dose, because metal figures will chip, and they chip very easily. So if you give them a good solid layer of varnish, that should stop that from happening. And there you go, guys. That's it, pretty much, how to do that lovely orange on those particular figures with the teal coming through. If you can see from the picture, I did change some of the little bits to silver. That was based mainly on the commissioner's actual request. I didn't want it all teal. Again, for the silver, it's just a simple case of just using your normal everyday silver with a bit of Nuln oil and a bit of a highlight of a lighter silver. Yay! I'm not going to be mentioning any colours because I've not got them in front of me. But if you like that, guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button for more. You can join me and help me out by going to rootstem.co.uk and signing up for £3 a month. Basically, on there you will get exclusive access to all of my video content, sometimes 3 to 4, sometimes 5 weeks before it actually appears on YouTube. But if you still wanted to be on YouTube, I post battle reports every Tuesday, and I post painting basically painting help videos every Saturday. And I do try and get a news review up, but sometimes that might be a week or two, depending on the content that's released from various sources. Well, thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next time.